Our poor army men minifigures here have had to go through a lot recently. We've had them fighting literal demonic entities, discovering horrifying graves, battling grotesque zombies, and dealing with whatever the heck Italian brain rot is supposed to be.
Oh hell no!
Pineapple monkey. Very nice. But nothing could prepare our army men brothers for what's coming next. It's Five Nights at Freddy's Army Men, baby! Now, I love FNaF, and I really wanted to do an Army Men Five Nights at Freddy's video. Now, the problem was, the only FNaF characters I could find were Lego. So, we've got, you know, Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, Springtrap. The whole gang is here, baby! But this is an Army Men channel, not a Lego channel, and while we sometimes use Lego with Army Men, I didn't want to have the FNaF figures be Lego. So we gotta get rid of these and have our army men fighting actual FNaF figurines. However, there are no army men FNaF figures.
Wait, what?
Or so I thought. I spent time scouring Amazon and I couldn't find any. There was only action figures. Cringe. But then I found these on the one and only AliExpress Five Nights at Freddy's Army Men figures. I have no idea if these are legit or not. I mean, AliExpress usually only has knockoff things. However, these are by Funko, and that's the official logo. That's not like an off-brand logo or anything like that. But the boxes came like crushed and basically open, which is not a good sign for these being authentic, but still, I figure let's go ahead and check them out and have our army men facing off against Five Nights at Freddy's cast. So these FNaF figurines are to army men scale. So we've got Freddy right here, and do they have the trademark? Oh yeah, can never pronounce his name, but Cawthon is the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. So these are official, baby. We got Freddy here. Then we have our boy Bonnie. We've also got Springtrap, and it looks like actually their heads do move, which is kind of cool. Nothing else does, but their heads do. Everyone's favorite Balloon Boy. And then we've got our next box here. Oh no, Bonnie went flying. So we actually have another Bonnie here, and these ones are the withered Five Nights at Freddy's, it looks like. So we've got withered Bonnie, withered Chica with her cupcake. They're like the nightmare version, nightmare withered or whatever they call them. Foxy, looking absolutely horrifying. And finally, Fredward once again. The gang is all here, baby, in Army Men scale glory. Love to see it. By the way, this video is sponsored by myself and my book, Army Men Blight of the Empire, currently available on Amazon in both e-reader, paperback, and hardcover versions. Army Men Blight of the Empire, baby. Thanks to everyone who's purchased the book so far. The support has been absolutely huge. Give it a try. I know you'll love it if you guys love Plastic Army Men. Link in the description below, or you could just search for it on Amazon. Now, with all of our FNaF figurines here, we need some lore for our video. So we have our bucket of toy soldiers from Toy Story, the OG from the 90s. And in today's video, our squadron of Toy Story soldiers happens to have walked in on Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria. Fazbear's Pizzeria, baby. And they must survive the night. So, first of all, we actually need to build our Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. That's where oh, this puppy comes into play. This massive box is filled with all of our army men building blocks. And we also got this from Temu recently, which is more of these magnetic building blocks, which are perfect for army men, fortress building, and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and build the interior of our Fazbear's Pizzeria here so we can set up our army men to face off against Nightmare Freddy Fazbear and the gang. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hype the video, all that good stuff, and comment down below, are you gonna go see FNaF 2? Now let's start building the interior of this sucker. Okay, so far we have 2 rooms here. So this first room is going to be our security room, and then this back room here will be the kitchen. You can see there's all these, you know, cupcake sprinkles and jelly bean type beat out here, which actually really works. A lot of these building blocks are not fantastic for actual building, except for like the brick ones and stuff like that. There's a lot of like random confetti and stuff, but it weirdly works very well for FNaF, because FNaF is a, you know, a party place and stuff like that. So it works for this. Now, we need to have like our main stage area, which is going to be over here. We need it to be a little bit bigger and of course have room for the stage. So we're going to have some of that ugly 90s carpeting over here with it. And we have a lot of the carpeting, which is great. So we can have a very nice, large main room area here. We just need to get more of it out. Beautiful. We're gonna keep on expanding on the main room area over here. We'll also need a wall separating it. So why don't we use this as our wall, and we'll have that be the doorway, but we need to close that off. We need to find more of these. There we go. You know, close that off. Beautiful. So now that's the security room here. Here we have like these, I think they're supposed to be iron golems or something, and that could be the security monitor right there. Gorgeous. All right, awesome. And then we'll continue building the stage area over here to be as large as possible. Alright boyos, we now have our stage here. This is the FNaF dining room, again, security room, and kitchen. And actually, for the kitchen, we should go ahead and add a little marble countertop. Beautiful. Okay, now in the front here, we're going to have our boy Freddy on stage. And he's going to be joined by Bonnie. These are the 2 sort of normal FNaF animatronics we still have that aren't the nightmare version. So they're going to just be on stage there, and then we'll have the balloon boy lurking in the corner as he likes to do. Nope, don't fall over, my friend. There we go. My boy lurking. Now we're also going to go ahead and scatter some dining tables around here for customers who would watch the show. Now I'd like to have basically standing army men here. So this guy is just kind of looking like shocked, like, oh, what's with the animatronics? These guys aren't going to be getting attacked yet. They're just the frontliners. So I do have to pick out some more fellas. Here, can have this. This guy will be saluting Freddy Fazbear. Maybe he came here as a kid and was like really into FNaF. Let's also have some of these minesweepers, and maybe they're like sweeping for radiation or anomalies or something like that. Like maybe this is a bit of like an SCP type of situation, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. We can also have our radio operator up here trying to make contact with the command center of the army men and just inform them of their current status and situation. And just one more sweeping army men. So these guys are kind of chill. They're on alert, but simultaneously they don't really suspect anything's going on. However, in the way back over here in the kitchen, we're going to have the nightmare FNaF army men. They're a little hard to stand, so we do have to kind of like lean them against the walls. But let's go ahead and we'll have, let's have Foxy and Chica and Cupcake. That seems like a good combo. We'll have our bayoneting army men here, trying to fend off Foxy. And then behind him, we'll have, oh, my cat. Oh, no. Sir, you're gonna knock everything over. No, sir. They're always trying to knock everything over. We'll have the shooter behind. All right, my cat right now, I'm holding him. I'm gonna go play with him so he doesn't come back up here.
2 hours later.
Okay, the cat got plenty of pets and is hopefully now content with not destroying all of our army men here. So I also want Chica to be kind of attacking this guy, so we'll have him kind of like caught off guard by her. Now on the ground here, I want to have some of the dead army men. I know these guys are normally crawling, but in a lot of stop motions and stuff like that I see people use them as dead army men, and I think that's a good idea. And then we'll also have one more dead on the counter flopped over like that. I'd love to find some actual like dead army men figurines. I think that'd be cool to add to the collection and actually use for these mocks and stuff like that. But for now, these guys work pretty fine for this. Now, over in the actual security room here, I think we're gonna have our boys just kind of like surrounded. Like they heard the commotion in inside. Let's actually raise that. They heard the commotion inside of the kitchen and turned around and they saw Nightmare Freddy behind them. We're gonna have the radio operator in there trying to call for backup, trying to call the guys in the main room and warn them, and we're just gonna have kneeling shooters getting surrounded, and let's have one Brent machine gunner in the middle here. Gorgeous. Now we can have Nightmare Bonnie, Larkin, Nightmare Freddy in the middle, and then Springtrap, aka William Afton, our boy, off to the right, coming in and pressuring these army men. Well guys, I think this turned out pretty good. Over here, of course, we've got the kitchen where there's a slaughter going on and army men are fighting for their lives against these animatronics come to life. In the middle, of course, we've got our guys desperately starting their defense, just about to get ambushed. And then in the main room, where one of our guys has fallen over, we have our army men investigating, unknowingly about to fall into a trap, and I'm sure once they hear the screams from back here, they will start getting attacked by regular Freddy and regular Bonnie up on stage at Fazbear's Pizzeria. Well guys, definitely a much more quirky video than we normally do on this channel, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below if you're watching FNaF 2, and be sure to check out Army Men Blight of the Empire on Amazon. I'll see you on the next one. Peace!